Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 10 of Touring the Londonverse. I'm your host ScottBGaming and today we'll be looking at a little promotion known as Pure Heart Wrestling. Now they're the smallest women's promotion in America. As you can see, I've set myself as James Avatar, stats right down the centre with the default settings as per usual. I've simmed up to the first show that we have as PHW, which is Pretty in Pink 2015, and let's get right into the action. Although, having said let's get right into the action, a little side note here for any AWF fans out there. Adam Sutherland, as we can see from the main news article on the website, is retiring at the grand old age of 72 years of age, which you would think would open the door for Richard Sutherland to take control of the company. Now, whether that means AWF would change long term, I think that's something to keep an eye on. But again, a little side note there before we have a look at PHW main hub, which is where we're going now. So as we can see, it's a small company. Rankings wise, it's 23rd in the Londonverse data itself. Money, we have $500,000 in the kitty, that should be more than enough. Prestige E-, Momentum E+. As I said, the next show, PHW Pretty in Pink 2015, is happening now. James Avatar needs to be assigned a position on the roster, that's fine, that's me. It's only one show deal, so that's fine. You have no storylines running. Companies with a heavily mainstream product are expected to have some. Again, we'll get dinged for the show, but I will set up a couple of storylines. I'll do that too. We'll set up a couple of storylines after we take a look at the roster as per usual. And speaking of which, we start with young Abigail Ashe. Now, Abigail Ashe is a mid-card worker. She's very small, heel, old school heel gimmick. She has aspirations of working in WCW, which, as Pure Heart Wrestling, or playing as Pure Heart Wrestling, must be a massive problem, because now you have Showtime on the scene, which is basically a bigger and better version of PHW. They have the budget behind them, they've got the TV network behind them. You have to wonder how many of these workers that go through the doors of PHW will still be there in even 6 months to a year's time. Because you've got WCW that are going to take the talented workers in-ring wise, and you've got Showtime Wrestling, they're going to take anyone who's worth their salt as far as an entertainer. Now, fortunately, with the free agency pool, I should say, that's ever expanding, which is being worked on by myself behind the scenes, hopefully there'll be enough talent that PHW, even if their top stars do get taken, are able to basically be replaced in short order. And I think that will be the case. So it shouldn't be too difficult, although I do think that when you see a load of your talent get taken right away, it will be relatively difficult to kind of get a grasp of where exactly you want to take the company going forward. But Abigail Ashe, I don't think she's particularly great, to be honest with you. Entertainment and camera's pretty good, which means that she's more likely to go to a company like Showtime than she is WCW. Like I said, long term I don't see her being a main event. Do I? No, I don't. I'll stick with my original assertion. Assertion? Yeah, my original thoughts on Abigail Ashe. Not great, but not bad. Now, Alistair Ashe is the cousin of the WCW founder Gabe Mikovits, and he's also the booker for Pure Heart Wrestling, or he was until obviously I've taken the reins of the company. Colour commentator as well, so fortunately he has that to fall back on, even though he doesn't, probably not his preferred role on a full-time basis anyway, but that's fine, at least he's got something to do. A lot of the owners in the other companies that I've taken over are just at a loose end, don't really have a purpose. But that's good, we've got something for Mr. Saccheri to do. Angel Darling. Now I think she has a relatively strange gimmick for a face in the fact that she plays the daddy's little girl. So it's not like the girl next door kind of gimmick, it's almost, I get it as a spoiled brat. Now she's an entertainer. I think the gimmick would work a lot better if she were a heel, and I think the real challenge for anyone playing as Pure Heart Wrestling initially will be to make that character work for her as a face without immediately switching her to play a heel. In-ring wise, nothing great, but again, entertainment and camera is relatively strong, so potentially someone that Showtime will be looking at. One of my favourite characters in this promotion, although the name is 25-year-old Anita Bonghit. Do you get it? Do you get it? Yeah. Real name Emily Dawn. Got a hippie gimmick, lower mid-carder face. like I said, 25 years of age, so she has more than enough opportunity to improve going forward. Cruiserweight as well. Okay in the ring, and pretty good entertainment and camera. So, as I said, someone I think that the company could get behind long term, and you would hope that, again, the likes of WCW, who at one point were originally courting the California native, be interesting to see how long they could keep her for, or how long we could keep her for as Pure Heart Wrestling. But yeah, one of my favourites in the promotion. Bayley, another one of my favourites in the promotion, not because she's necessarily good or has potential to go far, but I don't know, it's just something in that stare, it's a little bit off-putting. It's like if you're eating, it's the kind of thing that could curdle water, which isn't possible, but she could do it. She could curdle water, curdle milk, curdle water, curdle fucking Lego, I don't know. But yeah, in-ring wise, not great. But I do like the fact that she's drawn a lot of criticism because she's sloppy and she's likely to hurt someone. So I don't know if that's like a dangerous loose cannon gimmick more than anything, but she has the seductress kind of, well, character gimmick going for her at the moment, which I think would work a lot better in Showtime. Yeah, potentially I could just see myself pushing her just for shits and giggles, to be honest. But yeah, anyway, that's Bayley for you. Move on now to Brittany class, who I think is, without question, my favourite worker in this company. There are a couple of others who are pretty good. As I've put in the wall, as the bio says, the young raven-haired lass from Surrey. Regular wrestler, she's not really one for entertaining and camera, although she does have that in her repertoire. She is trying to get known as being an in-ring worker, so more the WCW style than your Showtime approach. So I don't think she'll be long for Pure Heart Wrestling. I do think WCW would pick her up. I mean, it's certainly someone I'd want to pick up if I was WCW. But as she's only a mid-carder in this promotion, it might still be a bit of time before she gets the notoriety to fall on WCW's map. Which would be a shame, because inevitably it's someone that I would push to the main event scene and therefore give her more exposure, which would then see her get taken to other places. But no, she is, yeah, one of the better ones, especially with the occult gimmick, which I think in a company like your Pure Heart Wrestling, where you've got more kind of, like we said, we've already seen the seductress, the hippie, Daddy's little girl. I think occult is a very dark and twisted gimmick for this kind of promotion, so it adds something different as well to Brittany class, and maybe that's why I like her in this promotion. Move on now to Kaitlyn Reid. Irish, so we've got a UK theme, well, not UK theme, because Ireland aren't part of the UK, so European theme, we'll say. Kaitlyn Reid, very luminous hair, although I do quite like it. She's 30 years of age, one of the better technical workers in the company, probably on a par with Brittany class in ring-wise, although she is a few years older than Brittany, I think 3 years older. Fun baby face. I think my idea would have her use her hair almost as like a gimmick, I guess. It's full of colour, full of exuberance, and I think that's what she'd bring to the ring as a character, to try and, you know, utilise her hair and kind of, I don't know, add to the overall package that Kaitlyn Reid brings to the table. I think that's the best way I could say it. Does that make sense, to have a hair, or have someone's hair be their gimmick? Well, then again, there was Muhammad Yone, who was pretty much just a Japanese afro, and he was great at it as well. But Kaitlyn Reid, the hair, the gimmick, I think it's pretty good. One of the top workers in the company, upper mid-carder, so near enough to the main event scene. And to be honest, who knows whether WCW would take Kaitlyn Reid. Given that she's 30, if they were going to take her, that would probably be quite soon. So I would hold out hope that they just wouldn't do that. Move on now to Cecelia Dunst. Now, interesting look, yeah. Interesting hair. Part of the tag team, and I think she works well in the tag team. Although, I say she is part of the tag team, I'm pretty sure she is. I'm just reading the bio here. Yeah, she is in a tag team with Cyberpunk, who will be coming up shortly. But she is a main eventer. She kind of got a Cyberpunk goth-ish character. It's like a hybrid of all of that rolled into one. and she is clearly one of the better workers on the roster. So again, someone you'd have to keep an eye out to see if they got poached to a bigger promotion. Worthy of her spot in the main event scene, although the fact that she's in a tag team might drag her down slightly. So, and she is part of she is the one half of the PHW Tag Team Champions. Long term, I think I'd probably split the two of them up, because I find it very difficult, unless it's specifically a tag team promotion, booking a tag team worker as a main eventer. I think it's almost a conflict of interest. As I said, if it were for a tag team specific promotion, that's fine. But in the world of PHW, I think Cecelia Dunst would be better suited to being a single star. But who knows? Who knows? Each person will play this game differently and play this promotion differently. So what I like and see in someone such as Cecelia Dunst, someone watching like yourself might think otherwise and go down a completely different route. And that's the beauty of it, because it's a blank canvas. It's a database that hasn't been played with beyond myself and a couple of others who have got access to the data. So there's nothing written in stone, so you don't have to go down any one way. I mean, certainly someone who's got good stats and has a decent look, you're going to more likely to gravitate towards someone like that. But then again, there are people out there who are going to see someone who has no redeemable qualities and want to go for those people, just, you know, to go against the grain. So that's the beauty of this. Move on now to one half of the tag team. The only way is Essex, which is spelt so that SEX is bold. It's based, for anyone who doesn't know, it's based on a TV show that's over here in the UK, which is absolute wank, crap, the epitome of crap, like Jersey Shore for any of our US viewers. But again, I think it'd be quite an interesting gimmick as a tag team. So, an English version of #BeckyG from Showtime, except instead of being woo woo bro and all that kind of stuff, it's more sophisticated, I guess, is the English twist on it. I think that's the only key difference, but has a good look about her. So again, someone that I definitely see Showtime having a look at. In ring, no, not that good. 29 years of age, so that's probably about, she might be at her ceiling as a mid-carder, because I don't think her abilities, for some reason I get the opinion that her abilities aren't going to improve that much, and I haven't scripted that in the data to be the case. But from what I've seen, very rarely does she improve to a level where I could see putting her in a main event scene as a singles competitor. As a tag team though, it's fine, it works. Move on now to Saccheri Answer, the veteran of the roster at 35 years of age. Main eventer, heel, old school heel. I don't recall, but she might be a bit of a dick backstage as well. That was something that we'll be able to see when we go to actually book the show. I think the buyer's been a bit generous by saying combination of good looks. I mean, that look doesn't do anything for me, but each to their own. Main event player. Not one of the most outrageous characters in there, but if you see her stats on the right hand side, we have decent in-ring work from a technical standpoint. A passable aerial for this level. I mean, it is a small promotion, so these stats are pretty good. I think I might be doing her a bit of a disservice. And she can do microphone and charisma, and all round not too bad, but I certainly don't see her going anywhere to WCW or Showtime. I think she might be a PHW for lifer. Or again, if any future women's promotions are put into the data, which may be the case, but obviously not being spoken about yet. She could find work there, although albeit briefly at the age of 35. I wouldn't have thought she had too many years left in her as an active worker. But a good hand to have at the main event scene to start off with is Pure Heart Wrestling. Move on now to Chloe Page. Pretty good. 29-year-old, in-ring stuff is pretty good. But as we can see from her bio, I mean, to be honest, what I could do is read the bios, but I want to, any of you can read that on your screen now. I'm trying to give you my thoughts and opinions on these people, but I will read a bit here from her bio. Page initially debuted on the PHW roster as a fan favourite alongside tag team partner Kelly Kennedy. However, Page would grow increasingly frustrated with the team's failure to capture the tag team titles and began blaming her partner for their loss. So mainly, she came in as a tag team worker, and then that partnership, as I just said, split up and they went their separate ways. Fortunately, it seems to have done pretty well for Chloe, who now finds herself as an upper mid-carder and a heel with a bitch gimmick, so that's great. someone that I'd be willing to invest a bit of time in as this company. Maybe have her kind of replace the likes of Saccheri Answer in the main event scene. And I don't think it would take too much doing either. Because, like I said, she's pretty good in the ring. Her entertainment isn't the best, which is unfortunate. It's where she gets let down slightly, but it's something that can be improved. Now here we have the owner and creator of Pure Heart Wrestling, former WCW worker in her own right, the 41-year-old Cindy Carmichael, retired wrestler, as we can see, and she does the road agent work as well as being a personality if needs be. Now, her road agent stats are very good. I mean, she's got basics 81, psychology 77, which is very good for this level of company. And I think her entertainment skills are okay. She's got good star quality as well, so she can always come in and do a bit of promo work if needs be. And to be honest, she could probably do a decent job as a colour commentator for the company, or announcer if needs be. But for what she'd be doing under my charge would be the occasional appearance to promote something or hyper match, and no, she's like an authority figure for the women's company. I think that's pretty good to have someone who was a former women's star in her own right play that role. Yeah, I think it's good. I mean, a fair play to her for creating this company. Now here we have Cyberpunk. Now I think Cyberpunk is the younger sister of, yes, she is, of the CWE star, CWE being the second biggest promotion in America, JC Grunge. And now JC Grunge is also the male worker that you see on the poster that's on my channel banner. Now Cyberpunk is not as good as her brother, unfortunately, but pretty decent in this company, and she is the tag team partner of Cecelia Dunst. Now she's a mid-carder, Cecelia Dunst is a main eventer, so although it might look like it's kind of throwing Cyberpunk to the wolves, I think it's giving her more of an opportunity to try and improve and break out in her own right, because Cecelia Dunst has already done it. She's already made a name for herself in the company. Splitting them up, I think, would give Cyberpunk the opportunity to do the same. Obviously she is one half the tag team champion, so she does have that going in her favour, and long term I wouldn't rule out investing time and effort into making her a star. Now move to Dominique Liles. Now she's a young French Canadian. I think her in-ring stuff is very good. 27 years of age, upper mid-carder. If we were booking a miniature WCW style of promotion, she would be the one that I'd go to carry the company on her back, because she has the in-ring ability to do so. And also the entertainment and camera side of things isn't lacking either. So she's an all-round package, 27 years of age as well, so she does still have a good few years, one would hope, left in her. I would probably put her in a title feud and definitely push her into the main event scene very quickly as this company. And I would have thought that she'll be getting a win on the show that we book. Eve Ashford, falling apart, bless her, 42 years of age, veteran of the scene. She was, I think her sister, Kathy Ashford, who I think actually is unemployed at the moment but is in the data, were a tag team in their day. I think Eve Ashford is just purely there to get other people over. I mean, her technical skills are okay and her basics and psychology are very good. Excuse me. Selling and safety, again, all the stats you'd want her to be good in, she is good in. She's an upper mid-carder. I would be fading her further down the card in relatively short order. She's the kind of person that I'd see the likes of Dominique Liles get wins over. Trying to think of other people, like Anita Bonghit as well. I might use Eve Ashford to make Anita Bonghit's name and get her established as a star. Arrogant heel though, veteran mentality, won't be in the promotion for long, unfortunately, or fortunately, I don't know. But I'd be happy to have her on there for at least for a year, I think. After a year, I'll be looking to maybe not even have her on the cards at all. But she's probably got 12 good matches left in her. That's how I look at it. James Avatars myself. Kelly Kennedy. Now, Kelly Kennedy was a former partner of Chloe Page. We've already covered a bit of this ground. Cruiserweight competitor. Mid-carder. Girl next door. So she's remained as a face. So as we can see on the pecking order of the card, Chloe Page was an upper mid-carder. Kelly Kennedy is still just a mid-carder. So having said that, you would think that Chloe Page would be positioned better to long term to be a success, but I think Kelly Kennedy's okay as well. I don't think it's a case of being Marty Jannetty syndrome or anything like that. I think Kelly Kennedy can make it work. Do I prefer her to Chloe Page? Not really, if I'm being honest, but again, I wouldn't rule out giving her a push down the road. Lisa Marie, bit of a country girl from Nebraska. Brawler, so I think she might be the only brawler in this promotion. Also has a girl next door rating. Probably says y'all a lot, I would imagine. No offence to any American viewers out there. You'll notice I slip into accents from time to time. Honestly, I mean no offence by any of it. And people take the mick out of my accent, although I do speak the Queen's English. Let me make myself crystal clear on that. Lisa Marie, okay. Mid-carder, probably too high for where she should be. I would have her more as an opener. But, yeah, she's okay. She's okay. Lucinda Flash, the All-American girl, PHW champion. 29 years of age, so she's still got time, and she's very good in the ring. WCW haven't actually shown much interest in her, which is fortunate because, again, as WCW, I'm not going to lie, she would be, along with Brittany Class, potentially Anita Bong hit in a couple of years, and maybe Chloe Page or Cecelia Dunst. They would be the ones from this company that I would take right away, not a question. Just to pad out the WCW roster and bring in some solid workers. I think I would quite enjoy playing as PHW to try and counteract that and like look at the free agency pool and bring in and cultivate new stars, much the same way like Paul Heyman would have to do in ECW in the 90s when his talent were leaving. Some because they weren't getting paid, to be fair. But yeah, I do like Lucinda Flash. Probably would keep the title for quite a while. I might eventually, say, if I was doing this a year down the road, look to have Lucinda Flash go up against Dominique Liles. I think that'd be a very good match. They are both faces, but I think either one could probably be turned. More likely Lucinda Flash. I think Dominique Liles is more... Well, then again, Lucinda Flash has got the All-American girl, she's a Patriot. So maybe that makes more sense to have her as the champion and the French-Canadian as the, foreign villain. But, hey, just making hypotheticals here. Now, Marbella, little rich girl, spoilt brat, probably would make a good tag team with Angel Darling if Angel Darling gets turned, and I think I would, to be fair. 24 years of age, so I think she might be the youngest on the roster. Opener, not particularly good in the ring, but I think she has the ability to improve. Maybe a pet project for the company. Miranda Atwood, the young knockout. Young herself, entertainer. She has, look-wise, I think she has Showtime written all over her. I think, in terms of where I see her currently, opener's about right. Because apart from entertainment on camera, she really doesn't have much going for her, so it'd be very difficult to get her up to the standard to be able to regularly be a mid-carder or, God forbid, a main eventer. But I do like the character, so someone to keep an eye on. Referee Fiona Meadows. That's it. Rhonda Carmichael is the sister of Cindy Carmichael. You might be able to see the family resemblance. She is the announcer for PHW, so they have Rhonda Carmichael and Alistair Ashe behind the desk. So a male-female combination. I think that's the first we've come across in the Londonverse tour thus far. I know I think there's two other promotions that have a male-female split, which I think is quite an interesting look. She's got charisma. She couldn't make it really as a professional wrestler, I think was the gist of this character, and it does say in the bio that she kind of pursued a career in radio, and obviously when Cindy Carmichael opened her own promotion, Rhonda's got the ability to be able to do a radio or do the voice behind a radio product, so that you'd think that would translate quite well to being able to do it about pro wrestling, seeing as it was a field she was actually interested in as well. The stars aligned, and here we find Rhonda Carmichael. Sophie Star. I might have been a bit quick to say that Brittany Class was my favourite in this company, because Sophia Star, excuse me, don't want to piss her off, look at that face, is the company. I don't think that's too bold of a statement. She is the person who I will be feuding unquestionably with Lucinda Flash right away. Pretty decent in the ring and very good entertainment and camera skills. Showtime, again if I was Showtime, this is the person I would take. So as you can see, different promotions, you'd look at taking different people. This is a very good example of it. Sophie Star is Pure Heart Wrestling, and I think that'd be a very good slogan for her to go around with, and a catchphrase, just saying that she is the Alpha, the Omega, and all that stuff. Now Zara, the tag team partner of Chelsea, making the complete tag team of The Only Way is Essex. Again, like a partner, not remarkable in the ring, 29 years of age. Potentially there is room for improvement, but probably a career mid-carder at best, I would say. And she is a mid-carder in this promotion, so kind of goes without saying, really, doesn't it? I do like the little twist in her hair at the front. That's about it. But yeah, no, good work. Well, good tag team work, I will say. And that does cover the PHW roster. Again, it's a small company, so it wasn't going to have, you know, hundreds of characters like AWF. I think has, God, 65 in-ring workers or something crazy like that. So we will now proceed to have a look at the titles. Voila! These title belts, of course, were lovingly crafted by MJ Stark. So these aren't just any titles, these are MJ Stark title holders. Pure Heart Wrestling. As you can tell, when I spoke to MJ Stark about these title designs, I said, think Divas title. Here we have it. That was a couple of years ago now. I still think it stands up. It's a very nice title. Lucinda Flash is the current holder. PHW Tag Team, Cecelia Dunst and Cyberpunk. We'll have a look at the tag teams now. We have Counterculture, which is tag team champions Cecelia Dunst and Cyberpunk. European Elite, we have Kaitlyn Reid and Brittany Class. That'd be a fun tag team, actually. The Good Old Girls, Kelly Kennedy and Lisa Marie. And The Only Way is Essex. Now, what you may notice is that we have more face teams than we have heels. I think both Cecelia Dunst and Cyberpunk were faces. I could have been wrong. I will just quickly check. I'll just check one because the other one will be the same. Oh, they're heel. No, that's fine. Okay, so we do have 2 heel teams and 2 face teams. That's fine. That makes sense. I'm happy with that. We will now have a look. I don't think there are any stables, so I won't waste your time clicking on that. But I will show you the creative meeting backstage information. And as I said, Sophie Star is the promotion. She is number 1 on the list, followed by Lucinda Flash, Cecelia Dunst and Saccheri Answer. Next big things, none. Hot prospects, I'm hoping there's a few. There's loads, that's great. Chelsea, Miranda Atwood, Anita Bonhit, Abigail Ashe and Brittany Class. That's a pretty good list to have of hot prospects. Hosses. They're not hosses. If SJW has the hosses, the company will see that down the road. This is not a hoss promotion. Talk the talk, Miranda Atwood, Dominique Liles, Anita Bonhit, Sophie Star and Chelsea. I'm surprised Dominique Liles is that high, actually. Sophie Star I would have thought would have been number 1, so that probably shows you how good Miranda Atwood is at talking shite. Showstoppers, Dominique Liles, Cherry Anderson and Eve Ashford. Yeah, that's as I would expect. Ring Generals, same 3. Who's hot? It'll be no one. No one. Who's not? Abigail Ashe, Chloe Page, Cyberpunk, Anita Bonhit and Zara. Fortunately, the champion isn't on that list. Well, one of the tag team champions is, but not the main singles champion. Time decline. Wow! Eve Ashford at 42 years of age is not on the time decline list. She got a very good destiny role in this one. And Hidden Gems, again, this is being padded out, so don't worry about this. But here's an example of what you have available to you. You've got Ri Kurashira, Samantha Rain, Sarah Thunderbale, Patience and Jasmine Marks. Actually, Jasmine Marks and Ri Kurashira are actually 2 people I think I definitely would pick up. In fact, I might pick up all 5 of those if I was playing this long term. So even though I will be adding more free agent females into the data, that's not a bad 5 to show you for the first time, because in some of the others where we've seen the free agencies, or free agents that are available, I should say, I don't think they're in keeping with some of the promotions. So I'd be interested to see, as Luchasaurus X, which is another company we'll come to see what free agents they would recommend, because they have some tailor-made gimmicks that are in the free agency pool that would go right into that company, and I don't know if they'd be the 5 that would be suggested on the Hidden Gems list. That's an aside, but I thought I'd get it out there. Right, now I need a couple of storylines. 2 storylines in fact, so we'll just do 2 title feuds. So add storyline. I'm going to be very vague, so we'll put title and titles, or tag titles. So protagonist is going to be What's a Nuts, Lucinda, there we go, and it's going to be Sophie Star, I decided, which is going to be the feud there. So start storyline, add storyline, put tag title. Again, after this episode has been recorded and being edited, I will put some storylines for PHW. All the companies that required storylines I've actually added that we've done in the series so far, so any of them that didn't have them, like Scottish Wrestling Champions, now have starting storylines. Maybe based on what I'm putting in the data or putting in these videos for you here, I'll let you see when the data is released. So the tag titles will be Cecelia Dunst and her partner Cyberpunk. I paused there because I was thinking I don't know what tag team I want them to go up against. So there's got to be a face, so it can't be the only way is Essex. Don't want it to be the good old girls. So it's going to be the British or the European Union. It will be Brittany class, and it will be Kaitlyn Reid. So start storyline. There we go. So we've got the 2 storylines we need. Again, we'll get dinged for it, so I'm not expecting miracles from the show anyway, but we'll seem to book the show. And we see a little glimpse of the owner of Ring of Fire, a company we haven't covered. The Bluebird Winery, that's fine. In New where? New England, I'm hoping it said, as opposed to New Zealand, which is what it looked like when I first read it. And we've got a locker room incident, 61% backstage. Right. Miranda Atwood is a very negative influence. It goes with her bitch face, I guess. Okay, 2 veteran workers. One's a bitch, the other one's a bit of a bitch. Probably got into a scuffle, I'm going to guess. Yep. She provoked Saccheri Answer into a huge heated argument. As her employee, you now have to choose how to deal with Eve Ashford. Yeah, riot act, I think, is the way I'm going to go. Okay, whatever you say. To be fair, she's 42 years of age. I'd quite happily cut ties with her entirely. So she's not going to. I'm not going to sweat that. Right. Let's book the show. I think we only have an hour and a half, which we do. So it's the shortest show I've had to book so far, so that's nice. Okay. What did I just read there? Sorry. Okay, no, I misread something. Don't worry about it. Don't worry your pretty little faces. Right, singles title, as expected. Or was it? It was, obviously. Lucinda Flash. Get over there. Sophie Star. Get over there. Auto name. 16 minutes, I don't want to push them too hard. PHW title on the line. Victor, keep the title on Lucinda. Loser Sophie Star. Open match. We'll script it though. Pinfall finish. And that will be okay, I think. Fan, Dabby, Bloody Dozy. Right, tag team titles are going to go on the line next. In a hardcore match! No, it won't be a hardcore match. So, counterculture against European Elite. It's probably quite nice. I might actually have this go almost as long as the main event. I think the girls can do it. So I'll have it go just shy of the main event. Victor. Don't know who Victor is. He's not in this promotion. Cecelia Dunst will get the win. I don't mind who loses on the other side. Pinfall finish. Again, if I was doing it for diary purposes, I'd be going into way more detail. I'd have notes of exactly what I was going to do, and I'd tell you exactly what I saw happening in each match and angle, but as it's a one-off show, as an overview, this is fine. Put the titles on the line. Should probably script that, actually, which we will. Nope, already done it. Close. There we go. Save. And we move that back. Right. Have a singles match. We want Dominique Liles to get a win on this show, I think. I already said that I was going to lean that way. Might have a... In fact, this is what's happening now. Eve Ashford is going to take an absolute smashing. Why not? 9 minutes. Domination. Dominique Liles. Victor. Dominique Liles. And we'll go like that. She's not going to like it, but I don't care. Oh, she doesn't care. She's old. Too busy thinking about playing bingo later on. Teach you for starting arguments with people that are better than you. Have another singles match on here. Gonna have a few angles as well. Anita Bong hit. Is going to get a win over... Actually, no. I'll tell you what I'll do. I could start a little bit of a rivalry with Cherry Anderson, so I'll have Cherry Anderson win this one. 10 minutes would be fine. But I want Anita Bong hit to look competitive. So... But I want it to be open. I think everyone will be okay with that. Scripting as well. Put another tag team title or tag team match on the show. We'll use the remaining tandems that haven't been booked. So I have the Good Old Girls take on the Anyways Essex. As it's a champions for this show, just arbitrarily we'll have the Good Old Girls go over. 8 minutes. And I need to book a match where I don't pick anything and let the computer decide. So we'll have Kelly Kennedy get a win over Zara. Be an open match. Definitely be scripted. I would say go all out. Yeah, actually, that would be funny. Go all out. Okay. And we'll have another match. This one will be a singles. I think we'll have Chloe Page go against... I'm leaning towards Angel Darling purely because she's a heel. And it's going to be so. Auto name, 8 minutes, no 7 minutes. And this is the one I'm going to let the computer decide, although I'm convinced Chloe Page is going to be the one that wins. I will have a couple of angles on here. I'll have Sophie Star do a promo, definitely. And even though Dominique Liles is supposed to be the best on the mic, I don't really want her to talk in this. So Sophie Star will be talking about Miss Flash. There we go, 5 minutes. No, 7 minutes, because I've already clicked it. Right. Move that back. Apparently that's enough to go ahead with the show, but I'll put another angle in. I will have... It'll be just another promo, I think. Haven't decided who I'm going to have do it. We will have... Just having a look down the list here. She's not on the card and she's supposed to be pretty good. Just Miranda Atwood talking smack about the champion, saying that she should be the champion even though she's nowhere near good enough. I can't have it go too long there. 4 minutes. And in fact, I'll move that promo into a bit later in the show. And I'll move this one to be just after Chloe Page and Angel Darling go on. And I think that'll do me for the show. So there we have PHW Pretty in Pink 2015, taking 87 minutes, which is only 3 minutes shy of the 90 minutes which was supposed to go really. That'll be fine though. Hit save, so we'll go to run show. And again, it will be dinged because the storylines were only just set up. I don't expect it to be a great event anyway, but it should be fun. Let's go ahead with this, please. And blow me, that was better than I thought it was going to be. In About That had a good crowd. Oh, first of all, apologies, I always forget that bit. It's in front of 350 people at the Bluebird Winery. In About That had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. Chloe Page defeated Angel Darling in 6 minutes 39 by pinfall with a swanton dive. So Chloe Page was given the win in that match. Very nice. And they have great chemistry, so that probably really helped the boost, even with Angel Darling being off her game. Miranda Atwood can cut a decent promo. Gets a D. She's only an opener. That's pretty good. No skill improvements though, that's unfortunate. I think it has to go maybe 5 minutes to improve actually. But I digress. In About That had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. Good Old Girls defeated The Only Ways Essex in 7 minutes 59 when Kelly Kennedy defeated Zara by pinfall with a K2. I thought this was going to be the worst match on the card, so it may well be, but I thought it would be about an E, so that's okay. In About That had, well, basically just getting Eve Ashford smashed in this one. In About That had a good crowd and good action. Dominique Liles defeated Eve Ashford in 8 minutes 46 by pinfall with a C'est La Vie. They don't seem to click as well, they've still got a D. It's pretty good. And Eve Ashford was off her game. Silly old bitch. Getting better. Anita Bonghit can carry her weight in the ring. That's very nice. So in About That had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. Cherry Anderson defeated Anita Bonghit in 10 minutes 17 by pinfall with a cherry drop. Yep, I'm happy with that. Here we go. This is where we're just up in the game. I'm hoping it will carry on. I don't know, I'm worried about the tag team match actually, but Sophie Star cuts a promo hyping up her upcoming match with Lucinda Flash. Again, still small promotions, that's a good grade. In About That had a good crowd and some decent in-ring action. County Culture defeated European Elites in 30 minutes 54 when Cecelia Dunst defeated Brittany by pinfall with a Neuromancer. Counter Culture make defence number 1 of their PHW tag team titles. So we're coming up to the main event now. Let's just remain hopeful that we get a good event grade overall. Get shit, you stink! In About That had a good crowd and good action. Lucinda Flash defeated Sophie Star in 50 minutes 41 by pinfall with a Liberty Flash. Lucinda Flash makes defence number 1 of her PHW title. Great. Finished with a C. I would hope it would be the best matches. They're the two best workers in the company. How'd you like that? This show increased our popularity in one region. With a C rating for a small company, it shows that there is talent to be found in Pure Heart Wrestling, which again makes me worry thinking that the roster's going to get talent poached by other companies. But I would make a speech, but I don't need to. They know that they did exceptionally well. So I think that overall, as a show that for this series, is probably the best one that I've done. I'll let you guys put your thoughts on that one in the comments below, but I think that might be the best one. Seeing as it was a small promotion to get a C grade, and yeah, I've had companies where I've played as regional and they got Ds, and it just shows. And I do like the company Pure Heart Wrestling. In many respects, I prefer it to Showtime, in fact. But hey, I'll let you guys make those decisions when you're playing the games, which one's your favourite. In fact, as this episode, put in the comments below, as a little favour to Uncle ScottBGaming, which promotion looks more interesting to you as from a player's perspective, Showtime or Pure Heart Wrestling? You've now seen both of them, both of the American women's companies that start in the data. Let me know below your thoughts on who you'd rather play as and why. And I'll be sure to read them and have a look at them and comment back with you guys. Bit of back and forth. Bit of banter. That's what we like. Unread emails. Okay. Might as well show you this then. Cindy Carmichael offer. What the shit? CWE have made a contract offer to Cindy Carmichael. Well, of all the people I saw being taken, it wasn't going to be the colour commentator. I'll be honest with you. Didn't think that was going to happen. So yeah, end on a bit of a squib after all that. Ah, well. You live and you learn. You live and you learn. But I think that was a pretty good show overall. If you have liked this video now that it's finished, please do hit that like button and subscribe down below. It does mean a great deal to me. Haven't decided what episode I'm going to do next or what promotion I'm going to cover in next episode, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Thank you very much for watching this. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you next time.